Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a topic you've probably heard a ton about, intermittent fasting. But let's just forget the hype for a minute. We're not going to talk about this as a diet. Instead, we're looking at it as a powerful biological process that's literally built into our DNA. It's like a hidden reset button we've had all along.
So let me just start with this one big idea. What if your body has a hidden reset button? A program that was designed by millennia of evolution to deal with times when food was scarce. And what if, in our modern world of constant snacks and meals, we've just forgotten how to press it? That's the core idea we're going to unpack today.
All right, so to really get this, we first have to understand our ancient metabolism and the dilemma it's in today. You see, the way we live now is a total mismatch for the environment our bodies were actually designed for. It's like we're running ancient software on brand new hardware.
And this slide right here really lays it out. Think about our ancestors. Their lives were a cycle of feast and famine. Sometimes there is a ton of food, other times there was nothing. This trained their bodies to be incredibly flexible with their metabolism, to easily switch from burning food for fuel to burning their own stored fat. But us, we live in what scientists call a chronic fed state. 3 meals, snacks in between, our bodies are constantly processing food. Insulin is always high, and we almost never give them a reason to tap into those fat reserves. We've kind of lost that metabolic superpower.
And that loss of flexibility brings us to the hero of our story today, the metabolic switch. This is the main event, folks. It's that critical moment when your body says, okay, no more glucose or sugar from that last meal, time to tap into the reserves. It switches over to burning stored fat and creating this amazing new fuel source called ketones. This switch, right here, is the key that unlocks everything we're about to talk about.
So how exactly do we flip this switch? In this next part, we're going to take a little journey inside the body to see the step-by-step biological cascade that happens when you stop eating for a little while. It's pretty fascinating stuff.
Okay, so check out this timeline. For the first 6 hours or so after you eat, no surprise your body is just running on the glucose from that meal. Insulin's high, storing away energy. Then, from about hour 6 to hour 16, things start to change. Insulin drops, and your body starts using up its easily accessible sugar stores, which are called glycogen. Think of this as the cash in your wallet. It's easy to get to, but it runs out. And then, somewhere between 16 and 24 hours, this is where the magic happens. The glycogen is pretty much gone, the wallet is empty, so your body has to go to the bank, your stored body fat. It starts breaking it down into fatty acids. And finally, after about 24 hours, the liver converts those fatty acids into ketone bodies. Boom! You've entered nutritional ketosis, and now your brain and your body have this incredible, clean-burning new fuel.
So now we know how to flip the switch. But let's get into why it's so powerful. Because this is about so much more than just changing fuel sources. We're talking about triggering a deep cellular reboot. When you flip that switch, it sends a signal through your entire body that activates these ancient, dormant pathways for repair, for preservation, and for rejuvenation. And this quote from the research really just nails it. It says fasting is a fundamental shift in the bioenergetic paradigm. I mean, that's a mouthful, but what it means is this is not just skipping a meal. It's a complete recalibration of your body's entire energy system, and that has huge downstream effects.
One of the absolute coolest processes that gets turned on is something called autophagy. The word literally means self-eating, which sounds kind of weird, but it's perfect. Think of it like a cellular cleanup crew, or spring cleaning for your body. During a fast, your cells start seeking out and breaking down old, junky, damaged parts, misfolded proteins, worn-out components. And it's not just getting rid of trash, it recycles the raw materials to build new, pristine cellular machinery. It's this deep cleaning that makes your cells more efficient and way more resilient.
Now get ready for this number. It's pretty staggering. During a 24-hour fast, your body's secretion of human growth hormone, or HGH, can spike by over 1,200%. So why does that matter? Well, this surge of HGH is basically your body's insurance policy. It sends a powerful signal that says, hey, preserve our valuable muscle tissue and let's burn fat for fuel instead. It's incredibly smart.
And what about the ketones themselves? Well, it turns out they are way more than just backup fuel. First off, they're a superfuel for really demanding organs like your brain and your heart. But even more incredible, they act as powerful signaling molecules. A key ketone called BHB can literally talk to your DNA and turn on genes related to protecting your cells and promoting longevity. And for your brain, ketones ramp up the production of something called BDNF, which is basically like miracle grow for your brain cells, helping them grow, connect, and stay healthy.
Okay, so if we've seen all this incredible stuff happening at the cellular level, it's amazing. But how does it all translate to real, measurable health outcomes in actual people? Let's connect the dots and look at some of the hard clinical data.
And this is where it gets really compelling, because we're not just talking about one or two small studies here. We're talking about meta-analyses. These are massive studies that pool the data from lots of high-quality clinical trials. And the conclusion is consistent. Intermittent fasting has a significant positive impact on the key markers of our metabolic health.
This table gives you a perfect snapshot of what's going on. Let's look at insulin resistance. This is basically a measure of how hard your body has to work to control blood sugar. You want this number to be low. And look, the fasting groups see a huge drop compared to minimal change in the control groups. Same story for fasting blood sugar. And then look at inflammation, a key driver of chronic disease. Again, a significant decrease for the fasters. These aren't small changes. These are fundamental improvements.
And the research is even pushing into new frontiers, like brain health. This is really exciting stuff. We're starting to see studies show real cognitive gains. People actually scoring better on memory and thinking tests. Some brain imaging studies are even showing structural changes, like an increase in the size of the hippocampus, which is critical for memory. They're even seeing better connectivity between different parts of the brain. The science is pointing towards fasting as a powerful way to protect our brains as we age.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. So, naturally, the next question is, how? How do people actually put this into practice and flip that metabolic switch for themselves? Let's quickly go over the most common approaches.
So there are a few different ways to get there. The most popular is probably time-restricted feeding, what many people know as the 16-8 method. You just fast for 16 hours and eat all your meals in an 8-hour window. Then there's the 5-2 diet. Eat like you normally would 5 days a week, and on 2 days that aren't back-to-back, you really cut back your calories. And for a more intense approach, there's alternate day fasting. You get the idea. All of these are just different tools to create that window without food, deplete your glycogen, and finally flip that switch.
So we'll end right where we started, with a final thought. All this science suggests that maybe fasting isn't about deprivation at all. Maybe it's about restoration. It's about hitting pause, stepping back, and allowing our bodies to activate these powerful, built-in programs for repair and renewal. Which makes you wonder, in our modern world of constant supply, have we accidentally forgotten about one of our body's oldest and most powerful tools for staying healthy?